been in front of the whiteboard for this one because I want to do a diagram to help us understand what I want to relay to you from a few things that have come together to do with the whole nature of the cycle of anything to do with us on planet Earth, on this spherical planet, as heaven, earth, beings, maintaining balance of creation of our inner and outer world on the planet. So little planets on the planet, spherical nature, spherical like many cycles going on at once. And there's the nature of awareness, so coming to understand in the process of wanting, needing, in motion, learning, receiving, cyclic flow for our growth in transformation. So, because it's a Sagittarius full moon and there's quite an alignment of a lot going on astrologically, where it's a very, listening to an astrologist this morning, and I'm loving the beautiful intricacies of the depth relevance for human relevance, in the accuracy of their descriptions. So I sat with the beauty of that, and so due to my soul and what it gravitates towards in the assistance of this flow, and you look at the cycles of the planets and the spherical nature of everything. So when we, so now I've introduced that, let's draw the sphere, well, the circle, it's a sphere. When we ask questions of life as humans, and like the moon goes through its phases of what we see, so too we are introducing a question into consciousness about ourselves, or something we want, something we want to learn, something we want to experience. So it's like we start off with this part, so half, here we are, and we're asking this, we're introducing something. And then what we tend to do is, instead of include this withinness of us connected to our sphere and the whole of everything going on, we'll just look to the outside world to give us the answers. So what we face going out into the world. And when we don't get the answers, we just give up. But the whole nature of like the moon in our awareness and light filling is that if you don't let the cycle come back around and do some inner world contemplation, you're only going to believe that what's out here and what you're fed has the answers. So when it comes to full moon time, we really feel the waves of light, and anything unanswered in our system is because we didn't actually cycle through in our beings, in our energy field, in our moreness, in our souls, in our quietude, in our anything really a lot of the time. And so we just keep the cycle going out into the world, coming back round, but there's this feeling of how we bring our consciousness, our fuller attention within, in this filling up that we are more than the outside world and what it can give us. So people can really have dilemmas at full moon time, because everything this is an example of cycle. So cycle can happen in 5 minutes of awareness. Like something comes across you, you try to understand it. If it doesn't hit within, you're just going to keep looking back out there. And so we can have this build up in our field unanswered if we don't start to learn that we're more of a whole view and learn of the different stages and levels of consciousness that we need to be becoming aware of, that we are a part of a whole of view rather than just a human view looking for what people already know. We have an internal channel of guidance to do with the light. So that's like intuitive connection, support system to the whole. So you're actually open to receiving more, to keep more in a clearing. You don't even think of it as clearing out as time goes on, but that's why the world is going through such a big clearing out. And that's why it's been introduced and passed through time to follow the cycles of the solar system and the cosmos and the intricacies and law simplicity that has connected the dots over time, but then we just got unconscious, making material world more the answer and a battle for. So anyway, so we really need to stop. If we don't get the answers coming in, we start pointing the finger out. So really we're just in a battle of the material world. Oh, I don't know if you can see that actually. So the sphere, the person, half the sphere is like, due to my life experience here, I desire, I want, I need, whether it's learning or different things you want to be able to experience and achieve. So you have this desire put forth. Well, there's the cycle of energy. So you're putting something out. What do you want to come back? Well, you're going to have to realize that you play a part in that as well, responsibly. So it's not just going to be you look out to the world and what it's created so far that's going to have your answers, because we are a wholeness view. So there's like, let go of the mind, and watch any of my other videos in reference to this as well, because I'll always mention that we go within, release the mind, problems, remember to raise your vibration, and this is all a part of the nature of a higher flow, so that when it comes to like full moon time, you don't energetically have all this things haven't happened for me yet kind of flow, like a blame or when's it going to get better or whatnot, like a usual human being could. I don't know what the problem is, etc., etc. Well, it's because we've treated ourselves just as human beings in the material world, but we're actually energy function. So you're going to have to learn of your consciousness, the chakras, and open up to receiving the guidance that's there that you may not be seeing, because we've been functioning at the lower part of our consciousness in the material world, where the upper part of our consciousness is connected to more of what you can't see. So like the heart interaction, for example, is you can't necessarily see love, can you? Sometimes you can, but it's like two people could be sitting together and someone says a kind word and that person feels this loving energy that begins, and that feeling, that little ripple of a feeling, becomes a cyclical flow to do with them feeling better, and that's got to do with the whole flow of the human being. So more love, less division and fear. So more when we want things, we need to cycle it out, but accept that we're a part of a bigger flow, not a materialistic separation flow. So then we have more empowerment of the whole, more respect for each other as loving whole beings, and less howling, for an example, of howling out to the world, where is my soul family? Okay, because you change your vibration by accepting more of a wholeness and not a lower vibrational concept of life that doesn't include more is going on. Because we walk the talk of material world. We divide, try to conquer, still focused on outside of us in the material world. So we think all our answers to do with our spiritual reservoir, wanting to like express and receive, we think it's only going to come from those we know, or how much money we can make with what kind of position, when it's actually energetic resonance connected to a bigger, grander picture, scheme of things. So right now is a time to really see that happening. If you listen to any of the astrologers I post on Facebook, or any you resonate to, I like the ones that layer into what's going on in the moment for us as a whole, and how we can each look at ourselves in that cyclical flow. So Sagittarius full moon is a big one, kind of like putting on the brakes in a way of the light that's going to shine back in us, that we can't keep going a certain way. So we haven't really been doing that work when we're shown, like, we've unconsciously seen signs, we've seen the signs, but then just let them sort of wash over. That couldn't be the way, that's not important. But instead, it's time to actually, what is being shone on, listen. Like, fully embrace that you are a part of all of this, and that nothing really is being washed over you. there will be something, so include yourself in it. So if you feel a calling or a resonance, there's something in it. You can't just say, oh, it's probably not that, and it's probably more this, what I already know and what I'm comfortable with. Because a lot of the time, if we do say that, we probably need to stop and just check if our egoic patterns are in the way, because that's where we can easily trick ourselves not into transformation, because we naturally, the ego would like us to stay that safe feeling that we already know. But it's a shell of an ego, and who we are is way bigger. So you have to train the ego to go with your flow, not the other way around. Stay small and flow will come. No. Grow. Cycles. Everything. So check out if you might be tricking yourself not into flowing, as though you already know everything you need to know, and it must be something else out there is going to come and, you know, change my world. And that's because when we are getting synchronistic signs, right, don't look too hard for them. Just keep that inner eye open, this connection between the heart and the third eye. Just keep this space open to see if when you do get a sign of something, it naturally hits you. It's not a mental thing. Like we tell ourselves, oh, that must mean. Just shh and feel it and let the energy speak to you. That's how you can sort of know that your intuition is just going to wash through you in some way or another. Feelings, hearing, seeing, but it's going to wash. Or if you're really kind of an enforcer of what you want, not in that neutral place to receive, but an enforcer where the mind is saying, that must mean that for me. All right. Only if you receive it in that energetic way, not like you're using your mind to declare. Because remembering, it's energy. It's not always what you see. That's why the answers aren't always in front of you. That's why you open up to more. So if you're in like tight-knit environments or way of doing things, how people can really get comfortable and stuck, remember flow. And I'm not saying don't do things that are efficient and you enjoy them and you're finding joy, but the clear sign is, can I be flexible with this efficiency, or am I really trying to keep things a certain way? Okay, because we're energy. So just remember that, because other things will want to come in. Change is inevitable. You have growth into the unknown. The soul wants the human to go into the unknown path because the soul wants to lead you. You know, you make that trusting connection, you learn how you receive guidance, and you're in this flow. So then full moons aren't like washing over you, like things you haven't dealt with, or you feel a longing, like, you know, a howling sound at the moon, like, where is that part of me, you know? So just remember, it is within, and you are a part of a big family of all the energy going on. Astrologically, cosmically, all the systems at play. And we are the same on this planet. We are that for each other as well. And that's how you easily connect with someone without a lot of words. Or without too much investigating. You just kind of know. You listen, you flow, you are yourself, you clear out blockages of patterns, and you just allow to wash over you, like through over you, not past you. Is that for me? And you'll know. So there really is just the trickery of old patterns, ego, and now it is time to say, don't point out there, point in here. And love this as part of a bigger flow. Okay, because you will feel more content in life, like a bigger flow, because we're not small by any means. Okay. I did want to shuffle the animal card deck because as I was getting up to do this chat, it said something. So there's probably a beautiful animal spirit. Wouldn't be surprised if it was the wolf. Telling us of the spirit. Guidance, recommendation. So cyclical flow and us. Rhino spirit. Number 50. Overcome any obstacle. It looks like the masculine and feminine, doesn't it? Overcome any obstacle. And Colette says, it's a beautiful guided information on the Rhino spirit. Oracle message. We always have the choice to press ahead, and Rhino Spirit's strength offers you the power to break through stubborn obstacles. This animal spirit knows there is more than one way to open a path to what you seek. When Rhino Spirit appears, you are reminded that you have a marvelous ability to overcome obstacles in multiple ways, by going around them, shattering them with the force of clear, deliberate intentions, or even transforming them into clouds that drift away by refusing to allow them to limit you. Apply your Rhino spirit with creativity, and no obstacle can stand. For you have magic to make. You have magic to make and many ways in which to make it. Your power is awesome right now. Rhino Spirit also wants to remind you that when an obstacle appears to prevent you from getting what you desire today, it means that something much better is coming. Keep that in mind when you consider the nature of the obstacle in front of you now. Great Spirit loves you so much and only wants the best for you. The appearance of an obstacle in front of you offers you a choice. Barrel into it and bang your head, or find your easiest way around it and don't fight it. Are you exhausted by your efforts to break through an obstacle? Are you stubbornly insisting that there is only one way to remove it from your path? Rhino Spirit is here to tell you that sometimes the answer is no. Sometimes it is no, not yet. And sometimes it is no, not the way you think it should be. Open to new possibilities and you will find other options begin to appear. Not every conflict is worth engaging in, and not every obstacle is worth resisting head on. Don't waste energy banging your head against the wall. That's a big reminder of balancing in forward flow, where we think life is just limited or limiting. So our view looking out, we feel limited because we're forgetting we're part of a bigger source flow assisting our souls. Supported is like the biggest word you can have when you think of the bigger picture. We are supported in like Spirit loves us. This book, just this spiritual guide who created this book, this deck, Spirit loves and supports us. So we can look outward in a limiting way. So sometimes we do need to spread out and look for other ways. And so that's what I was just talking about with the cyclical flow. And life won't seem so limiting because what we're looking out at can change. What's that saying? The way you see something is the change. The way you look at it is how your life changes. So that was a beautiful card. And the rhino is very grounding. Very wise too. I've been close to one before. When I did some volunteer work at a zoo. It was good. And we went to startle it, so it was interesting being close. Calming the nerves around it, your own nerves around it. But these animals that are generally quite heavy, like the elephant too, they have a real grounding force impact, and they can hold a lot of wisdom. But yeah, they don't like to feel threatened amongst us humans, as they've learnt to be over time. So that's another beautiful way of looking at it, that be grounded and discerning, because they don't just rush at you for no reason. They're quite discerning. You know, they pick up on because they're so grounded, they can pick up on the vibrations and the information that travels, you know, like most animals do. So, yeah, so there's wisdom in that. It's beautiful how the illustration has blended that grounding, feminine. So the patience with the masculine and the feminine flow. That there are other ways to get through obstacles. You don't just have to go. So definitely that's what we can learn from the rhino. Much love, everyone. Thank you for joining me, and enjoy this cycle of the Sagittarius full moon. It truly has some magnificent high and grounded qualities for our change. And check out some astrological readings if you can. Pam Gregory, and I found, I think, Heather Ensworth this morning. There's some beautiful understanding that will help us open this space of what we're really a part of, and that we're not alone going through it. So reaching out and connecting to anyone like that as well. And, you know, connecting with others about it as well. So we all feel a bit more supported. Much love. Bye for now.